this project, the materials you will need are a recycled wood pallet, some nails, a carpenter square, a hammer, a 2 1/4 inch hole saw, a piece of sandpaper, protective eyewear, a tape measure, the 3 vases that you plan on using, some sort of writing utensil, as well as a handsaw. So for this project, I ended up having all the materials here at my house. My mom had these vases just sitting in a cabinet inside, and then my dad works in construction, so getting a wood pallet was very easy for him.
For this project, the first thing you will need to do is cut 4 planks of wood from the recycled wood pallet. To do this, I asked for my dad's help with using the handsaw. As you can see in this video, he cut in between the parts that were nailed down into the pallet. When picking which boards to cut from the pallet, you want to pick 2 that appear to have the same width, so that when you put your box together later, the edges will line up nicely and your box won't be off balance. You also want to pick boards that don't have any cracks, holes, or splits in them, and that are free of unwanted marks. Next, I measured the height of my vases, which was about 9 inches. Then, using the carpenter square, I drew a perfectly perpendicular line near the edge of a board. Then I measured 7 inches out so that the tops of my vases would still stick through the wood at the end. At the 7-inch mark, I used the carpenter square to draw another perpendicular line. Stacking the board I just measured on top of another, I cut along the perpendicular lines I drew previously with the handsaw to create the 2 smaller sides of the box. The 2 longer sides of the box did not require any other cutting. Next, using a piece of sandpaper, I sanded the edges of all 4 planks of wood to remove any rough areas. After setting the planks of wood up into a box shape, with a long plank on the bottom with the 2 shorter standing up on top, while holding the 2 corner pieces of wood together, I drilled 4 holes. Then, I placed nails into each hole and hammered them in. I repeated this process for each corner of the box. Next, using a tape measure, I measured the length of the top of my box, which came out to be about 17 inches. With my writing utensil, I marked the halfway point, which was 8.5 inches. Then, I divided each half in half again, making marks at 4.25 inches and 12.75 inches. Using my carpenter square again, I measured the width of my box to be 3.5 inches. At each mark I made in the previous step, I marked the halfway point for the width, which was 1.75 inches. After attaching the hole saw to the drill, I lined up the tip of the drill with the center marks I just made and drilled a hole through the top. I repeated this process for all 3 holes on the top of my box. After cutting the holes, I used sandpaper once more to sand around the holes to remove any additional rough areas that appeared. Afterwards, I slid the vases up through the bottom of the holes to finish.
So to finish this project off, I added some fresh flowers into the vases, which you can change to match any season. This product can be used both indoor and outdoor. You can use it as a centerpiece on tables, you could even hang it on the wall if you wanted to, or place it in a window. I think that this product can be sold for about $20 to $25, and it would make the perfect gift idea for anyone.